Have you ever felt hurt by someone's words or actions and wondered how to move past the pain? Imagine having the wisdom to transform that hurt into personal growth and inner peace. In today's video, we'll explore how to handle emotional pain when someone hurts you, guided by the timeless teachings of Gautam Buddha. Emotional pain is a universal experience, but Buddha's teachings offer profound insights and practical advice for dealing with it effectively. From understanding the nature of suffering to practicing forgiveness, developing compassion, letting go of attachment, and focusing on self-growth, these 5 lessons can transform the way you handle hurt. Stay tuned as we dive into these powerful lessons and discover how you can apply them to your life, finding peace and strength amidst pain. Number 1. Understanding the nature of suffering. Understanding the nature of suffering is the first crucial step in dealing with emotional pain. In Buddhism, this concept is known as dukkha, which translates to suffering or unsatisfactoriness. Buddha taught that suffering is an inherent part of human existence. Whether it's physical pain, emotional distress, or the general dissatisfaction we feel in life, dukkha encompasses all forms of discomfort and unease. Buddha once shared a profound story to illustrate this concept. He spoke about a man who was struck by a poisoned arrow. Instead of focusing on the immediate pain and seeking treatment, the man began asking questions about the archer's background, the type of arrow, and other irrelevant details. Buddha used this story to highlight how futile it is to dwell on the specifics of our suffering rather than addressing it directly and seeking relief. By recognizing and accepting that suffering is an inevitable part of life, we can begin to shift our perspective. Buddha taught that suffering is not a punishment but a natural aspect of our human condition. This acceptance helps us avoid the trap of resistance and frustration, which only amplifies our pain. Instead, it allows us to face our suffering with a sense of understanding and readiness to address it. Furthermore, understanding that suffering is universal connects us to a larger human experience. When we see that others also face their own forms of pain and discomfort, it fosters empathy and a sense of shared humanity. This perspective can be incredibly comforting and can help us feel less isolated in our struggles. Embracing the reality of dukkha doesn't mean we resign ourselves to a life of suffering, but rather that we acknowledge it as a starting point for growth and healing. By accepting suffering as part of life, we empower ourselves to seek effective ways to manage it and ultimately transform our experiences. Number 2. Practicing forgiveness. Forgiveness is a cornerstone of Buddhist practice and holds profound importance in addressing emotional pain. In Buddhism, forgiveness is not just about letting go of grudges, but about freeing ourselves from the shackles of anger and resentment. Buddha taught that holding on to these negative emotions only perpetuates our own suffering, and that forgiveness is essential for achieving inner peace and harmony. One powerful story from Buddha's teachings illustrates this beautifully. There was once a monk named Angulimala who had committed many atrocities, causing widespread suffering. Despite his past, Buddha approached Angulimala with compassion and understanding, demonstrating that forgiveness and the opportunity for change were always available. Angulimala, deeply moved by Buddha's kindness, transformed his life and became a devoted follower. This story underscores the transformative power of forgiveness, both for the person extending it and the one receiving it. Forgiveness has the remarkable ability to liberate us from the chains of anger and resentment. When we hold on to grudges, we essentially allow the actions of others to control our emotional state. Buddha taught that by forgiving others, we break free from this cycle of negativity, reclaiming our peace of mind and emotional well-being. It's a gift we give to ourselves as much as to others, allowing us to move forward without the heavy burden of past hurts. Furthermore, Practicing forgiveness is not about condoning harmful behavior, but about releasing the emotional grip it has on us. Buddha emphasized that holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. By choosing forgiveness, we prevent our own suffering from being exacerbated by the negativity we hold inside. This act of letting go can be incredibly liberating, allowing us to heal and grow. Incorporating forgiveness into our lives can significantly alter our emotional landscape. It helps us to embrace the present moment without being overshadowed by past grievances. By following Buddha's teachings on forgiveness, we can cultivate a deeper sense of peace and compassion, paving the way for healthier relationships and a more harmonious life. Number 3, developing compassion. Developing compassion, or karuna, is a crucial aspect of healing from emotional pain. In Buddhism, compassion involves understanding and empathizing with the suffering of others, and it plays a vital role in transforming our own hurt. Buddha taught that by cultivating compassion, we can break down barriers of anger and resentment, fostering a more harmonious and fulfilling life. One enlightening teaching from Buddha illustrates the power of compassion. Buddha once shared a story about a man who was struck by arrows and then responded with further hostility towards those who caused him pain. Buddha explained that instead of adding to his suffering with anger, the man should respond with compassion and understanding. This teaching highlights that responding with kindness, even towards those who hurt us, can lead to healing and mutual understanding, rather than perpetuating the cycle of suffering. Cultivating compassion in our daily lives requires conscious effort and practice. One practical way to develop compassion is through mindfulness and active listening. By truly engaging with others and trying to understand their perspectives, we can foster a deeper sense of empathy. Another method is to practice loving kindness meditation, where we intentionally send thoughts of goodwill and compassion to ourselves, loved ones, and even those who may have hurt us. This practice helps to open our hearts and soften our responses to negative experiences. Another approach to developing compassion is to recognize the common humanity we share with others. Everyone experiences suffering and makes mistakes. By reminding ourselves of this shared experience, we can more easily extend compassion to those who have hurt us. Understanding that their actions are often driven by their own suffering can help us respond with empathy rather than anger. Incorporating compassion into our interactions and thoughts helps to create a more positive and supportive environment, both for ourselves and those around us. By following Buddha's teachings on compassion, we can transform our pain into a source of strength and connection, fostering a deeper sense of peace and harmony in our lives. Number 4, letting go of attachment. Letting go of attachment is a fundamental principle in Buddhism that can profoundly impact how we handle emotional pain. The Buddhist concept of non-attachment teaches that our suffering often arises from clinging to things, whether they are people, outcomes, or material possessions. By learning to release our attachment to these external factors, we can reduce our vulnerability to emotional hurt and find greater inner peace. One illustrative story from Buddha's teachings involves a parable about a man who was deeply attached to a beautiful flower. He cherished it so much that when it began to wither, he was overwhelmed with grief. Buddha used this story to demonstrate that attachment to impermanent things inevitably leads to suffering. By holding on to the flower, the man could not escape the pain of its eventual decay. Buddha's lesson was clear. Attachment to temporary things leads to inevitable suffering, while letting go allows us to experience peace amidst change. Letting go of attachment helps in reducing the pain caused by others because it shifts our focus from external circumstances to our internal state of mind. When we are overly attached to how others should behave or how situations should turn out, we set ourselves up for disappointment and hurt. By releasing these expectations and accepting the impermanence of life, we free ourselves from the constant turmoil of unmet desires and unrealistic expectations. Practically, letting go can be achieved through mindfulness and self-awareness. By regularly reflecting on the nature of impermanence and practicing detachment, we can train our minds to accept and adapt to change more gracefully. Mindfulness meditation can be particularly useful, as it helps us observe our thoughts and emotions without getting entangled in them, allowing us to maintain a sense of balance and equanimity. Incorporating the principle of non-attachment into our lives can lead to a profound transformation in how we experience and respond to emotional pain. By understanding and practicing non-attachment, we can navigate the challenges of life with greater resilience and find lasting peace, regardless of the external circumstances that may arise. Number 5, focusing on self-growth. Focusing on self-growth is a powerful way to navigate and overcome emotional pain. In Buddhism, personal development and inner peace are seen as essential for a fulfilling life. By directing our energy towards improving ourselves and understanding our inner world, we can transform the pain we experience into opportunities for growth and enlightenment. Buddha's teachings offer valuable insights into the importance of self-growth. One notable story involves a time when Buddha was asked by his followers about the secret to overcoming suffering. Buddha responded by emphasizing the path of self-improvement and mindfulness. He highlighted that the true remedy to suffering lies in our ability to cultivate inner strength and wisdom through personal effort and understanding. This story underscores the significance of focusing on our own development as a way to achieve lasting peace. Turning hurt into positive personal development involves several practical strategies. First, engaging in reflective practices such as journaling or meditation can help us process our emotions and gain insights into our responses. These practices enable us to understand our triggers and work towards healing. Additionally, setting personal goals for self-improvement and learning new skills can shift our focus from past pain to future growth, providing a sense of purpose and accomplishment. Another effective approach is to seek out and embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. When faced with difficulties, rather than allowing them to overwhelm us, we can use them as a chance to build resilience and character. Buddha taught that challenges are a natural part of the path to enlightenment, and facing them with a positive mindset can lead to significant personal development. By focusing on self-growth, we not only address our own pain, but also enhance our overall well-being. Buddha's teachings encourage us to view our experiences as stepping stones to greater wisdom and inner peace. Embracing this perspective allows us to transform our struggles into a source of strength, paving the way for a more fulfilling and harmonious life. Conclusion. In summary, dealing with emotional pain through the lens of Gautam Buddha's teachings offers profound insights and practical solutions. By understanding the nature of suffering, practicing forgiveness, developing compassion, letting go of attachment, and focusing on self-growth, we can transform our experiences and find greater inner peace. Embracing these lessons not only helps us heal from past hurts, but also empowers us to navigate future challenges with resilience and wisdom. Remember, as Buddha taught, our path to peace begins with our own efforts and mindset. Thank you for joining us on this journey towards healing and growth.